We're on an epic cross-continent flying adventure. That's right, our Cessna 172 just got its instrument panel upgrade, and now we're taking it home to Alaska, all the way from Wisconsin. Now we're in Canada and about to push hard into the night. Come jump on board with us to continue the adventure. Okay, let's get you caught up in about 30 seconds on what we've been up to. Basically, we're nuts. That's where it starts. We flew this airplane all the way down to Wisconsin from Alaska, got the whole panel upgraded with amazing new avionics for the 21st century, and now we're flying it back. The project has taken months, and we've documented it all here on YouTube. You can see a link above or in the description to see the entire series. There's a lot to learn and plenty of amazing scenery and laughs along the way. It's one of the most epic YouTube aviation series out there. On the last episode, we entered Canada. It took paperwork, getting cleared by customs, and then preparing for the next big push north. And that's where we're at now. We're in Regina, Canada. With mostly clear weather ahead, we do our flight planning and elect to fly deep into the night, trying to reach all the way to Grand Prairie before the end of our flying for the day. Let's jump in the airplane, fire up, and be on our way.
Clear!
Wigwag. Perfect.
Alright, I checked the fuel. Fuel caps are good.
Thank you, sir. Yep. Regina Ground, Skyhawk 2423 uniform. We're at CiES. We've got information Sierra, and we've got an IFR to Josephburg.
November 2423 uniform ground cleared to destination. Regina 2 departure. Flight plan routes block 3412.
Clear to destination via the Regina 2 departure and 3412 for the squawk 2423 uniform.
23 uniform ground, read back correct.
So let's see what this departure is all about. Oh, it's just vectors. Alright. And ground 2423 uniform, we're ready to taxi from CiES.
23 uniform ground, runway 31, wind column altimeter is 3031. Taxi via Alpha through the approach of runway 26, contact tower 18.6, holding short.
Yep, so we'll do Alpha across the approach of 26. Holding short 31, we will call the tower 2423 uniform.
Canadian ATC is really good to us, and everyone knows that Canadians are nice. It is very true. ATC is no different. Their system works largely the same as ours here in the USA. A lot of the system just works exactly the same. The sort of radio calls you make, that sort of thing. One difference is they do charge fees to use their system. We don't really have to worry about it at the moment. You know, there's nothing you do ahead of time. It's not like they're taking your card information over the frequency, but we will get something in the mail from Transport Canada soon that assesses the fee for ATC services. And I can't really remember the amount, but we did end up getting a bill later. It's something minuscule like $19 a month.
Regina Tower, Skyhawk, November 2423 uniform, holding short 31 at Alpha. Run up complete, ready to go.
23 uniform tower, contact center on 120.11 airborne, clear for takeoff from runway 31.
120.1, 2423 uniform.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Alright,
Gentlemen, not only start your engines, but
engine green. Airspeed's alive.
she's thinking about flying. She's thinking about, ah, there she goes.
Winnipeg Center, Skyhawk 2423 uniform, just off Regina on the Regina 2 departure.
November 2423 uniform, Winnipeg Center identified. Climb maintain 6,000, and when you're ready, clear direct to Josephburg Airport.
Direct Josephburg, climb maintain 6,000, 2423 uniform.
23 uniform, roger. And sorry, just confirm your passing altitude this time.
2,300, 23 uniform.
Thanks.
I think we'll be fine. We'll just have to be careful with our fuel, obviously, on this one.
Yeah, we'll see. We can always stop a little bit early.
Yep, if we're kind of...
Uh-huh.
Hot diggity.
Hot diggity dog.
Wow, we were there a while, weren't we? That's all right. It was a good stop.
Now I want to talk a little bit about flying at night. On our way down from Alaska, we had a rule that we didn't want to fly at night, especially in the mountains, and that's going to be the same case here on our way up, although it is later in the year and we really aren't going to get into some night flying in the northern latitudes until very, very late. So this time it's actually a little bit different. We're over flat land and our instruments are much, much more reliable with these new avionics. So we have some wiggle room here in the very beginning, at least the first part of our journey, the first half of our journey home.
Wow, 7-knot tailwind, I'll take it.
Oh, hallelujah. Yes, please. We will take that. A blessing from the Lord.
Skyline 398, contact Winnipeg Center now, 13282.
Oh, getting into the clouds here.
3282 for Center 398, good night.
You just wanted to do, you didn't know it was up here, yeah.
Wow, look at this. Freak.
Here comes the sun.
Do 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 do.
And I say,
it's alright. Ba ba da 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 ba da ba. Absolutely beautiful. We broke out of the clouds, just this really thin little layer, and I'm just loving the textures. GI275s are killing it. Maybe I'll give you guys a tour of these things later on. They're just awesome. It's gonna be cutting it pretty close.
on fuel.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to switch tanks, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Let me do an hour.
Okay.
Actually, let's do a half hour.
Yeah, that just keeps us on our toes.
It gets too imbalanced.
Right.
I was fighting it a lot that one of those flights.
Okay.
Hey, there you go.
Right tank?
But if we do a half hour
Burn
this side, we can burn an hour the other side.
That's true.
349. Oh, that's pretty good. We'll see how this shapes up. We have to divert, we have to divert.
There you go. You're running it pretty hard too, huh?
Yeah.
There's a trade-off of time.
I'm getting good fuel economy.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, you were getting 7 with it down at 2450.
Cooking along now.
Got a tailwind. Yeah, we're doing good.
There we go, 50 minutes, 1 hour. Just leaning a little bit, leaning a little bit better.
Nice.
Freaking amazing.
Yep.
This is one of the things I was most excited for, was this.
Right. To be able to dial it in better.
November 2423 uniform, your next contact is Winnipeg Center 134.32 in 60 miles. Monitor to meet till then.
3432, 2423 uniform. Pretty cool.
EEA beautiful. And smooth and nice.
Hey folks, I was going to give you a quick tour of these GI275s now that we're in flight. I'm going to be showing a ton of these. These are going to be all throughout my videos, especially when I do my instrument training that I'll show on the YouTube and Instagram. What you're seeing here is an ADI and an HSI. This is the modes we keep it in for IFR. So you've got your airspeed over here, you've got your altitude here. This little white guy here is your vertical speed right there. So the cool thing about these is they are touchscreen. So you can actually touch the altitude here and dial it in with the knob. You can touch the altimeter, setting, airspeed, all those things, and then just dial it with the knob. So here's the airspeed. You see I just changed it to 97. So pretty dang cool.
Golly, look at that. That is just
so cool.
epic. You lean forward just a little bit?
Here, do it with my wide angle.
Okay. There you go. Cool. See if that turned out. Pretty good. It's got the sunset, goldfish, all the things.
Winnipeg 2423 uniform.
And November 23 uniform Winnipeg, go ahead.
Just making sure you're there. It was getting a little quiet.
Oh, it's a lot quiet right now. Not a lot happening here right now.
Well, we're enjoying this sunset.
And the lights go down in Saskatchewan.
And the lights go down in Alberta. Alright, there's our timer.
Okay.
So now you're going to do an hour.
Okay, on
the right.
Yep. Okay. Both right.
Now I mentioned that we're going to be flying over 6 hours on this night flight that we're doing, and this particular leg is going to be over 4 hours. So all that said, one of the unforgivable sins as a pilot is running out of fuel, and you kind of wonder how that can possibly happen. How can someone run out of fuel? They should always know how much fuel they have, right? With careful planning and careful monitoring, it should never happen. You should never run out of fuel as a pilot. That said, monitoring our fuel levels in 2-3 uniform in the past was nothing short of concerning, and this is honestly how it is for almost everyone in general aviation, unless you have a brand new airplane or you have this thing I'm about to talk about. So first we've got the Garmin EIS275, which is our central brain, if you will, of all things engine systems monitoring. So EIS stands for Engine Indication System. All the gauges that used to be on the right-hand side in old 2-3 uniform, like you can see here, they're all over the place, right? They are now all consolidated and packed into this powerful engine indication system, which is very easy to read, has multiple pages, multiple functionality, there's touchscreen. So that is a huge help. But, you know, an engine has to run, right? So how does an engine run? It runs on go-go juice. That's right, fuel. So I want to talk about that fuel endurance and some of the things going on behind the scenes and how that's working into the EIS and our fuel levels as well. So our engine now has digital fuel monitoring connected to the line that goes to the carburetor. So the fuel line that's feeding fuel to the carburetor has a fuel flow reader that's in that line. You know, it might be 9 gallons 1 minute, it might be 13 the next minute, that based on your settings, might be a little bit lower than that, but it's constantly monitoring it. So this way we can have a very, very accurate endurance figure, letting us know how much longer we can go. But that's just half the battle. This doesn't give an actual real-time reading of how much fuel is in our tanks, meaning that that digital fuel flow reader. That's where fuel senders from CiES come in, and this is something not a lot of people have heard about, but I want to talk about some of this magic that's going on behind the scenes because I think that this increases safety a whole lot. These CiES fuel senders, these are new digital fuel senders, one in each tank. They're calibrated on the ground while the airplane is in a level attitude. So if you watch our series, you remember we went through that process back in Oshkosh, where the airplane was level, we were adding fuel to the system, and then we'd say, you know, verify that we added 5 gallons, and then the system kind of memorizes and builds this picture of where the fuel level will be in those tanks based on what we've added. So long story short, in the air and in level flight, these nifty fuel senders from CiES give us a, dare I say, perfect reading of our actual fuel level. That's a big statement, and I want to be careful with big statements like that, but it's true. We've been testing this on several legs of our journey already. We've done a number of legs. So basically the game is you fill up the tanks, you tell the system how much you have, and then once you land, you can compare that number to what the system says versus the number on your fuel receipt, right? You're comparing the two. So obviously one component of that is fuel flow that kind of tells us where we're at. And so that computer is always computing the computations, if you will. But in the air and en route, critical decisions can be made by knowing the actual fuel level and whether it's okay to go to the next airport, or one should stop short, or even if the original destination could be made in the first place. So it gives us this constant, reliable, safe picture of our fuel state. That's not going to be used for some crutch to push the envelope, right? We've still got to be very careful, conservative, all of those things. But it just gives us that extra warm fuzzy that we do have that fuel, that as we push into these longer legs, that we know that we have it there like we thought we would based on what we know about the airplane and the calculations we had for our flight planning. For now, we are stretching the proverbial legs and flying a 4-hour leg in a stock 172 with full confidence in our fuel remaining during the process. And I say stock meaning stock fuel tanks, all that sort of thing. The CiES fuel senders aren't stock. They totally improve on that old technology, which is really great. So that 4-hour leg we're able to do with this system is just really incredible, and these new tools are really helping us out.
How much do you weigh?
How much do I weigh?
Yeah.
I don't know, after all that Chick-fil-A, probably 250.
So we need to burn more on your side than mine, huh?
Yep.
Bad joke, sorry.
I tell you about our suitcase joke?
No.
Elsie and I?
No.
Oh. I packed for this trip before we left for the Airman show, which seems like ages ago now.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, I'm like, I'm not taking my electric toothbrush because of weight and like making all these tiny decisions. She's like, she caught her, well, if you didn't weigh like 40 extra pounds.
Oh man.
I'm like, yeah, like a whole suitcase. So then we gave me the nickname Suitcase.
Chris Suitcase Palmer.
I still think it's pretty funny.
That's funny.
It is a whole suitcase, it's crazy.
Do we just call you like Samsonite or
Samsonite? I was way off.
Gumi or something?
Down a suitcase.
Yeah. Gosh, this is so nice flying. Just smooth as butter.
Yep. Really, really easy. It's a pretty long overcast layer too.
Yeah. Once we get to Grand Prairie, we should be kind of in the clear, huh? Clear.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know, we'll see.
Haven't looked at the weather recently, I'm not really positive.
Yeah. Sure looks like with the sun poking through over there that it'd be a lot clearer, but
right.
I guess that's, well, it's below the horizon now. That doesn't really count. But earlier it did look.
Edmonton Center, Skyhawk 2423 uniform, checking on 6,000.
November 2423 uniform, Center, good evening. The Lieutenant Charles Emitter 3017.
3017, 2423 uniform, thank you.
I think we're probably good, but maybe let's pick up a CO detector next FBO that has one.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Sweet, or I can do it either way. Yeah. Remind each other, I forgot back there. I didn't see that. I don't know if they had anything like that in there, but they weren't selling much.
Really need to have something that's plugged into the panel. I'm going to close my eyes for a little bit.
Yeah, do it.
Flying at night can be really awesome. It's cooler than the daytime, so the air is more smooth, especially during the summertime. Additionally, there's just a certain special beauty about flying at night, looking outside, seeing the stars in the sky through that big cockpit window, and the moon lighting up the earth below you. I've had some very, very special moments flying at night. It's just something that, because of emergency things and some other maybe obstacle reasons. Because I fly around mountains so much, I don't prefer flying at night, but it can be really beautiful. So a little spoiler alert, we're on this leg now and we edit everything down for YouTube, and it ends up being just a handful of minutes long. But this leg that we do tonight, or rather starting in Regina all the way to Grand Prairie, ends up being almost 7 hours of flying. And so we really have to think carefully about what that means in terms of human factors. When we look at human factors, or our bodies, our minds, those sorts of things, to make sure that we are performing as pilots, we think a lot about what's called the IMSAFE Checklist. This is something that every pilot should memorize for not only pre-flight evaluation, but also while you're flying, to make sure that you're still safe. You know, are we making the right decision by pushing hard into the night? That's kind of on our mind. So the IMSAFE Checklist is broken down simply like this, if you haven't heard it before. I is illness, M is medication, S is stress, A is alcohol, F is fatigue, and E is external pressures. We cover this in depth in my online ground school. If you guys want to go check that out, that's where we cover a lot of these subjects in depth. On aviation, we have a big human factors section. That's kind of where we're at. That's what we're evaluating constantly. In this particular case, we're not sick, we're not taking medication, we are maybe a little stressed because we're trying to get home, but I'll talk about that here in a second. We both don't drink, that's not an issue. And so that leaves us with fatigue and external pressures for this flight. So clearly, flying into the night, fatigue can set in. Obviously it will set in. We're planning on it setting in. One can get pretty goofy in the mind when that happens, when you're getting really tired, no matter how many energy drinks you've had or how much coffee you've had. So we're aware of our fatigue. That is definitely high on our IMSAFE checklist as something that is on our radar. So personally, I didn't sleep in. I got up at a normal time. That means that my day is going to be fairly normal. But Daniel, because he had done an overnight flight to get down the day before, I let him sleep in till 11. We just both agreed that would be best for him, and if we were going to be flying into the night, perhaps, then he would have a lot of energy. So that means that he'll have that extra boost at the end of the day when I'm starting to wind down and feeling fatigued. So we can back each other up there, kind of using a crew environment. The last one, after fatigue, that we're alarmed about, or at least cautioned about, let's phrase it that way, is external pressures. And to be honest, on this trip, we do have plenty of external pressures. I'm feeling it. I want to get home to my family. I've been gone from my little ones for a long time. I missed celebrating my birthday with my family. All of these things are in my mind as, hey, you really want to get home and you're emotionally attached, and so let's watch out for that. Let's be careful with that. And I'm just ready to get back to normal life, and so there's plenty of that external pressure, mainly from myself. My wife is really understanding. That's mainly from myself. I'm just eager to get home. Looking at all this, we always weigh these things against the conditions and determine if we're pushing too much. Some parts of the IMSAFE checklist are a complete no-go, like being sick, being on certain medication, or being intoxicated. Yet others, you kind of have to fill them out. So in this case, that's where we're at. Fatigue, external pressures, we got to fill those out.
Cool. So instead of here, the little one vector now, this shows how much we're getting pushed and how much of a cross we have.
Oh, cool.
And then we got the other option over here on the map, where it just does that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Even got a neck pillow somewhere if you want to use that thing, man. Memory foam neck pillow.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, baby. First class.
Oh my gosh, that is that is
game
delicious.
changer, huh?
There we go.
Boom, light it up.
As we approach this little airport northeast of Edmonton, Josephburg, it seems the wind is a bit sporty. I don't particularly care for sporty landings at night, but it's definitely doable, and I'm feeling fine, but this should be fun.
Josephburg traffic, Skyhawk 2423 uniform, currently 5,500 descending. We'll be making a right traffic for runway 8, Josephburg. Gonna test out these new landing lights, see how they do.
Yeah. Okay. Double checking fuels on both.
Josephburg traffic, Skyhawk 2423 uniform, 4,500. We are 5 miles to the east, making right traffic, runway 8. Alright, carb heat. Gas is on both. Where's that gas? There it is. Air mixture. Prop seatbelt switches. Switches are all good. Oh, this could be tricky in a crosswind.
Yep.
Extend just a little bit because this turn is going to happen real fast.
Yep. Always go around.
Yep, nice and coordinated, letting it fall through.
Something else we had installed while we were in the shop in Oshkosh are new landing, taxi, and wigwag lights from AeroLEDs. You've seen the wigwag stay on for traffic avoidance throughout the flight. I use that day and night. I think it makes sense. Because they're LEDs, we're not worried about them burning out, and it's really easy to see an airplane when those lights are out there flashing. Now watch these AeroLEDs as we go through this landing coming up. It lights up the runway like it's daytime. See those lights? This is the first time trying these landing lights at night, and it is absolutely insane. So in this particular case, where it's actually a pretty tricky landing because of all the wind, it's even more helpful because we get a little texture out there. We can actually see things ahead on the runway, and it just gives a better feel to orient the airplane. Otherwise, we're literally shooting in the dark. So hugely, hugely helpful.
Took a little work.
Yeah.
It kind of settled down there in the last 50 feet.
Yeah.
Then there's like wind shear above that.
Yep.
Worked out okay.
There you go.
Yeah, look at that windsock. It's really not much.
Right.
Kind of wild.
It is wild.
I mean, it definitely was a crosswind.
Yeah. Okay, there's Alpha. Looks like that's where our fuel tank is. Yeah, right to these.
Gosh, that light is bright.
Yeah, we probably could have turned it down a little bit.
I mean, this new landing light.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Free.
Even the airport lights are pretty. I was thinking the airport lights are like, ah.
There's medium.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Okay, we're here in Josephburg, Canada. It's just to the northeast of Edmonton. Had a really good, beautiful flight flying into the sunset for like 3 hours. It was just awesome. Part of that was IFR, most of it was just VFR, but we were on IFR flight plan, filling up the fuel now. There's like this summer air on the breeze that just smells really good, and the frogs and the crickets and the birds are all making their nightly noises out there. Little light breeze, feels real nice. I don't know, it just feels good to be here right now and to be making such great progress today. We're planning on flying a couple extra hours to go to Grand Prairie, where we have a hotel for the night. We'll kind of recalibrate from there and figure out how long we're going to go tomorrow and what time we're going to wake up and all that sort of thing. But a huge day, making great progress, really happy with everything, and just really really excited about this airplane and how well it's been doing. So fueling up, moving on. I'll get a little cricket action for you guys, frog action, and I don't know, it's special.
Okay, awesome stop here in Josephburg. Really enjoyed that actually. Good to get out and stretch our legs. And now on to Grand Prairie, our final big leg, a couple hours more ahead, with Daniel in the left seat.
Josephburg traffic, Skyhawk 2423 uniform, back taxi, runway 8.
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Yep. Gonna be in the right, crosswind. Alright. Feels good, just let it get fast.
Yep.
You got it. Keep flying it, keep flying it. There you go. Yep, good, getting it fast. Cool, good job. Now you can start getting up there. That's tricky, huh?
A little bit, yeah, not too bad. A little bit of good coaching.
And Edmonton, Skyhawk 2423 uniform, we're off Josephburg for Grand Prairie. We haven't been able to file a flight plan though.
You are identified, and what altitude do you want?
2423 uniform will take 6,000. We'd like to make it IFR.
Okay, just give me a second here. I can get the IFR flight plan in 10 by 1.
You see your rear route there?
Yeah, I'm getting
Flight there again. I'll have to enter all the information in. 23 uniform.
Yeah, 23 uniform. We're not catching much of what you're saying.
Okay, you'll probably hear me right away here. Just give me your full call sign there again, and I'll enter your flight plan and get you going here.
November 2423 uniform. Alright, let me make sure.
Okay, November 2423 uniform, you're cleared to Grand Prairie Airport via direct. You can climb, for now we'll start you out at 5,000. You let me know if you want something different, and squawk code 3412.
23 uniform, we got via direct. For now we're going to go up to 5,000 and 3412 on our squawk.
Roger that, and what altitude do you want there for a final?
We'll take 6,000.
Okay, 23 uniform, climb 6,000.
We'll actually do 5,000 if it works for you, but if you have to do 6, that works too.
No, we can do 5,000 there for now. I don't know if I'll need you higher. A little bit further out, but 5 works for me.
Alright, let's try it out. Make sure you enter your altitude in when you get a chance.
Okay. 5,000.
Well, I don't know how I feel about going super hard tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just think it through.
I guess we'll have to see how it goes too.
Right.
Yeah, your call, man.
I'm just thinking ahead, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe a little sleep tonight and then
right.
super long hard day tomorrow. I don't know if that's a good recipe.
Right.
Oh, weird.
Okay, certainly late in the night now, almost 2 a.m. To give you context, on this flight alone, so since the episode started in Regina, Canada, where we cleared customs, we have flown 6 hours and 44 minutes total. That's unbelievable. So, if that wasn't enough, this will blow your mind even more. From the beginning of this day all the way until landing at Grand Prairie, we've flown a combined 11 hours and 20 minutes. That's 894 nautical miles. Now you know why the IMSAFE checklist was such a big deal. We were able to do this with some careful planning, some considerations, not pushing each other too much, but making sure we were both good. And as a crew, just giving us breaks, giving each other breaks now and again was huge. So some serious flying that we can be proud of. Wow, just over 11 hours is pretty wild.
All right, here we go. So carb heat, gas, undercarriage mixture is good enough. Pitch and proper good, seat belts, there's switches, and landing lights are good.
I'll turn the wigwag off so we just have the strong landing light.
Okay.
The wigwag always overpowers this no matter what.
Got it.
23 uniform Grand Prairie radio. Grand Prairie wind now 300 at 6.
23 uniform.
Nice stabilized approach.
Wow, he's going 30. The dirty 30.
Dirty 30, baby.
a little slow for our weight. Not too bad, just be cognizant.
As we come in here for a landing in Grand Prairie, again, that landing light is just lighting up the entire runway and just helps out a whole lot. I'm actually very, very impressed with these new landing lights from AeroLEDs. Okay, we made it to Grand Prairie, Alberta. Feels like summer here. Just that feel on the air, it's beautiful. And now we're gonna head to the hotel, big day. In the next episode, we push again for a long, long day of flying, trying to make it all the way through the Canadian Rocky Mountains. We hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you did. And if you want to join the adventure ahead, we hope you do, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also pass the word along and share this with a friend. We'd love to have your whole crew come along with us. Thanks for joining, fly safe, and until next time, throttle on.